Item number 8, public hearings. Notices have been published, posted, and mailed. We're going to hold a public hearing, waive the reading, and introduce an ordinance of the City of San Bruno repealing San Bruno Municipal Code sections 2.36.070 through 2.36.140 and amending section 2.36.150 regarding or relating to the Personnel Board.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council. City Council Liaison Irene O'Connell attended the September 2011 Personnel Board meeting to discuss the Personnel Board's work program. The number of board members and the meeting schedule was discussed at this meeting. At that time, it was recommended that the number of board members be changed from a 5-member to a 3-member, and from a monthly meeting schedule to a quarterly meeting schedule and as needed. The City Council was presented this information in an oral report on November 8th, and on November 22nd, the City Council reviewed the draft ordinance and bylaws with the proposed changes and gave staff direction. At the December 2011 board meeting, the board brought up if the bylaws would allow for a minimum of 3 board members. The board was advised that using this open-ended requirement would create some operational difficulties, and this was confirmed by the city attorney, who advised that a precise number of members be used. If the City Council approves repealing and amending the listed sections of the Municipal Code this evening, the revised bylaws will be brought back to the February 14th City Council meeting for approval.
Okay. Any questions of Tammy at this time? All right. Seeing none from the council, we will open the public hearing. Anyone in the public like to speak to the council on this matter? If we close the public hearing, you're going to be precluded from talking to us about this again. Do I have some action?
Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion is second to close the public hearing. On the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Discussion or action?
Through the chair.
Medina.
Just as I had indicated before, I have no problem with all the changes with the exception of the membership going from 5 to 3. Again, I'm just going to reiterate that we had persons from the community that were interviewed, prepared to serve, to be able to fill the vacancy that we have. Again, I believe that we are asking of our residents and citizens to be engaged and be active in this community, and this is one part of it, to get a cross-section and a diversity of our community to serve. And I think by us limiting it down to 3, again, a subcommittee of 1, a quorum of 2, I don't believe is in the best interest of the board, nor for us as a precedent by this council as far as encouraging those residents in our community to serve.
Anyone else?
Through the chair.
Irene?
I appreciate all the points that Councilman Medina has brought forward. I'd just like to say that it's difficult. Yes, there are many citizens who would like to serve, and we have appointed in the past 3 years, I believe, at least 5 different people who have applied for being on the Personnel Board. Unfortunately, after they try serving, they realize what they thought they were going to be doing is not what they actually have done, and I'm probably getting the numbers wrong, but ultimately they stop coming. So then we have another vacancy, it's hard to get business done, on and on and on. The other piece of this is right now and for the last year or so, there hasn't been a lot of business, substantive business that needed to be done. I hate to have citizens volunteer their time and give them busy work. I'd like them to volunteer for things that really make a difference. And the current Personnel Board have worked very hard and a lot of different, fairly boring from what I've seen myself, but crucial avenues. So we appreciate what they've done, but I think it's time to move on to this venue.
Through the chair, I do appreciate the Councilwoman's comments. I think that's why it's going quarterly, and that is because they have done a lot of work, and therefore that doesn't require to meet monthly. And that might have been some of the issue as well as to maybe not being able to meet the quorum. I believe if we ask the Personnel Board, I think that they'd be willing to take on additional assignments or tasks, and I guess they can tell us that at some point if they're available, and if we had things for them to review.
else? Any action by the council? Be looking for a motion to waive the first reading and introduce the ordinance.
A move to waive the first reading?
Is there a second?
I'm a second.
Motion and second to waive the first reading. On the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Will you introduce the ordinance for adoption?
Yes, I'll introduce the ordinance for adoption.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
No.
Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ibarra.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.